Have you ever wondered why a spiritual awakening feels less like floating in the clouds and more like falling into the abyss?
No.
Most people imagine awakening as instant peace, infinite love, and endless clarity. You know, angels singing, blissful meditation, a perfect life unfolding. But the truth is far messier. For many, awakening begins with pain, confusion, and the terrifying feeling that your entire life is falling apart. And that's what I want to talk about today. The dark side of spiritual awakening. If you're experiencing this right now, you are not broken. You are not failing. You're transforming. Today, we're going to walk through this shadowy side together. When awakening first begins, it often feels like your old life is being torn down brick by brick. Relationships that once felt solid suddenly feel shallow or strained. Your career, the thing you may have poured years of energy into, suddenly feels meaningless. Old habits, old coping mechanisms, they just don't work anymore. Even your hobbies, your entertainment, the things that used to distract you, they lose their spark. And what you're left with? Silence. And in that silence, you start to wonder, who am I really? Why does everything feel so empty? Why do I feel like I'm watching everyone else sleepwalk through life? This stage is sometimes called the dark night of the soul. It looks like depression, but it's not quite the same. Depression feels numb. Awakening feels raw, like every nerve in your body is exposed. Like the curtain has been ripped away and you're staring directly at reality without any filter. And the most dangerous part of this stage? Isolation. Because when you're in the middle of it, it feels like nobody understands. You start wondering, am I going crazy? Did I mess up somehow? Why does everyone else seem fine? But what if I told you this collapse, this shattering, isn't failure at all? It's initiation. Here's the hard truth. Awakening isn't about becoming more. It's about letting go. The version of you that was built from childhood programming. It's from cultural expectations, from all the masks you've worn just to survive. That version cannot come with you into awakening, and so it begins to die. That's why it hurts. Your ego, the identity you've carried your whole life, clings desperately. It whispers, if I let go, I'll disappear. If I stop chasing, who will I be? If I surrender, I'll lose everything. But here's the paradox. What feels like death is actually rebirth. Old beliefs have to dissolve so truth can emerge. Old wounds surface not to punish you, but to be healed. The darkness you face isn't here to destroy you. It's here to be integrated. This is why awakening feels like falling apart. Because before you can awaken, you must first be stripped of everything that isn't real. The very suffering you're trying to escape becomes the gateway to freedom. So what do you do when you're in the middle of the dark side of awakening? How do you survive the storm?
Surrender, don't resist.
The more you fight what's happening, the more painful it becomes. Awakening is like a river. You can't control its flow. You can only let it carry you. Second, ground your body. This isn't just some mystical experience in your head. It's happening in your nervous system, in your heart, in your very cells. Walk in nature. Move your body. Breathe slowly. Eat real, nourishing food. Your body is your anchor. Third, find community. Isolation is poison during awakening. You are not meant to go through this alone. Seek out others who understand the path, whether it's through teachers, support groups, or even videos like this one. Even one conversation with someone who gets it can shift everything. Fourth, embrace shadow work. Instead of running from your pain, turn toward it. Ask yourself, what is this pain trying to show me? What part of me have I been denying? What old story is ready to be released? And finally, remember it's temporary. The dark night of the soul feels endless, but it is not forever. Every storm passes. Every winter gives way to spring. Every night ends with a dawn. This stage is not a prison. It is a passage. Here's the beauty. On the other side of this darkness, you don't go back to the old you. Instead, you awaken into something new. You stop living for external validation. You start making choices from alignment, not fear. You discover joy that isn't dependent on circumstances. It simply flows from being alive. You don't become perfect. You don't float above life. You become more real, more grounded, more alive than you ever imagined. The dark side of awakening isn't a mistake. It's the initiation, the fire that burns away illusion, the womb of rebirth. It's not here to break you. It's here to make you whole. So if you're in the shadows of awakening right now, let me say this clearly. You are not alone. This path can feel heavy. It can feel terrifying. But it is also sacred. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. If this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments. What part of your awakening feels the hardest right now? And if you want more guidance on this journey, subscribe and join this community, because here we walk through the darkness together and step into the light. Remember this, the darkness is not the end. It's the beginning.